So I'm just like, it's Bell and Eza. So Thomas
Bell,
J. Bellezza.
I like that.
Bellezza.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome, Thomas.
Barracuda.
Barracuda, piranha.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sing.
I love it.
sing.
Excitement in the room. I love it. We're gearing up for a great show, folks.
All right. I had a great time. See you next week.
All right, folks.
Well, why don't we pass it over to Marlene, and then we'll do our local topics, and then we'll do our chirps.
All right.
All right.
Chirp About It. Trivia. Okay. All right. Two things. All right. Central Park. Let's talk about our lovely Central Park. Opened in 1857. Designed by Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vaux. Central Park was our only pretty much was our first landscape public park in the U.S. Very first landscape public park in the entire U.S. It's 2.5 miles long, 0.5 miles wide.
Wow.
It has 9,000 benches. That's interesting. Wow. 9,000 benches. If you were to line those benches up from end to end, let's say you line those benches up, you get about, 7 miles. 7 miles of benches if you line those 9,000 benches together from end to end.
And the name of this park is?
Central Park.
Now, if you were listening, Ian.
Central Park. No, he's
I'm
listening.
trying to make build up.
He's listening.
Wait, I have a question.
Listening,
I have a
he's
question.
Listening. Yes,
so
papito. Yes, papito. What?
Excuse monsieur.
Excuse me.
Donde están mis pantalones, por favore?
You're wearing
Where are my
them.
pants?
Gracias.
You're wearing your pants. Yeah.
Biblioteca? I don't know. Baño.
Library.
This is all I know.
Bathrooms that way.
So I just went. You said if you lay them next to each other, it'd be 7 miles long. Now, what if we put them on top of each other?
That I don't. Could be 7 miles high. I don't know.
Yeah, but we're not talking long tops. We're talking like
boom,
boom.
That I don't know.
Yes, that was a great visual.
Let's try that. We'll go to
For the
Central
radio
Park.
show.
De Blasio, give us the
De
answer.
Blasio, can you get to us?
I vote we should go to Central Park to collect all the benches, line them up like that, as you say.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
You know what you can do?
Down?
Yeah, I just
Measure
won't make
one
it.
bench.
You just
measure the height of
and then
one.
you climb the benches. And then
I will climb the benches. I'm definitely in it for the
tell
climb.
jokes from up there. Yeah, tell jokes from
Jokes. I'm serious.
I'm serious.
I'm sorry. Carry on. I just
Okay.
I was confused.
The Central Park Conservancy was founded in 1980 and was formed to refurbish many sections within the park. Okay, so Central Park managed for decades the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation as well.
Interesting.
And then Riverside Park, a scenic waterfront park that we know about,
Beautiful.
opened in
park, by the way.
1846. That's 4 miles long to be exact. 4 miles starts at 72nd, ends at 158th, going along the west, the Hudson, as you know. 1846. It was designed to connect New York City to Albany, and that was also designed by several designers: Frederick Law Olmsted, Calvert Vaux, Samuel Parsons, and several others.
Yeah.
So it's a little, trivia about
Well, you learn
about
a
our
lot
lovely
about it.
parks.
You learn a lot about.
Oh,
on the
and
show.
our very first park in New York City, very first one.
What is it?
Can you guess where it is?
Washington.
It's not far from us. It's not far.
Oh.
Where the
Battery
bull, you know, the
Park?
charging bull, you know, Bowling Green.
Oh, yeah. What is
That's
that
New
small-
York
that
City.
small little
That's
park?
our very first park.
What is it called?
1733 Bowling Green Park.
Is that
That's
what's the
New
name
York
of the
City's
park?
very first park, Bowling Green, because they used to lease out that park to be able to bowl on the grass.
Look at that.
That was a big
See
British
that?
game.
Now,
you know,
who-
1733.
Who signed the bill to put the parks into New York? Because I know Teddy Roosevelt.
George Washington, Tom. pay
First of all,
attention.
that's not a real president.
It could have been.
Teddy, he was only given the presidency, if you know the story. So originally, John Adams won, and then they asked him to allow Washington to take it. And that's why he became the first. So they created.
this is actual historical
This is true.
fact here. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So they created the vice presidency for John Adams, but there originally was just going to be a king, and they didn't want to do the kingship. So then they turned it into the presidency.
The presidency,
That's true.
yeah.
But Teddy Roosevelt created, Yellowstone Park and all. He signed a bill for conservation areas and stuff like that. So I was just wondering, do you have that information on who signed the bill for?
Google that right now. Look
right.
it up. Google.
TR, what was the name of the?
Google right now.
What was the conservationist who was very close with TR? The man with the long beard. Does anyone know who I'm talking about? He helped create, like you said, Yellowstone, and
That's Teddy Roosevelt.
yes. But he worked with this. You know what? at a random point in this show, I'm going to bring this name up.
Yeah.
Go to Google.
And I'll address.
It says here De Blasio. No, all right.
Oh my goodness.
De Blasio's hundreds of years old.
It doesn't say. This is something that we could look up on our own.
All right, we'll do that.
If we could chirp about it.
Let's chirp about it.
You know,
If you what's on your mind?
Man, I love the show.
Chirp
We're having fun
about
already.
it. Chirp about it.
Yeah, baby. Also, folks, if you'd like to call in,
It's very nice.
with your New York moments, thoughts, and opinions, call 646-690-2976. All right, I'll just cover some local topics.
We're having a seizure. Can we get some water for me? No.
Well, let's go into some local topics before we go into our chirps. You know, again, me with my headlines. I love these headlines. I like the wacky, kind of crazy headlines. Yesterday, disturbed man torches a parking garage in Brooklyn at Kings Plaza Mall.
Wait.
You heard about that?
Wait, back it up.
Now,
did you just say he tortured?
He tortured.
Tortured.
He set it up on fire.
Oh, so he didn't torture. So it has.
You're playing on the words.
All right, good. So we're good.
He tortured.
So he was a flamer.
He's a flamer, or whatever he used. He burned 137 cars.
Oh,
Okay?
wow.
And
crap.
the reason for whatever he did is because he thought people were having sex in their cars, and he didn't like the cars.
You didn't like the cars because he thought people were
Of course, obviously, this guy's a
copulating in the
disturbed-
car.
He's a disturbed individual.
This could be a religious fanatic who got
Yeah,
way
could be. Oh,
in his
yes.
head or her head.
That
Or
can
just
upset
crazy.
them.
Yeah,
I
or
say
straight up crazy,
That,
dude.
same thing, same difference.
I'd love to know their religion, though, or their background. I mean, I'd like to know where they get these ideas of, like, I need to stop the copulation in these 137
Can you
cars.
fucking believe that?
It's crazy.
I mean, to be honest, I probably would have did the same thing. I mean, I can't really.
Is that my parking spot? 137 cars.
Are they having sex and I am not? Where's my
I mean,
matches?
but seriously,
Oh my
to really
gosh.
set 137 cars on fire.
How do you do that?
I don't
Oh, I
know. That's
can't-
something
I
that
can't
we're gonna have to
imagine that,
figure
but
out.
I
And now he's
just-
apologizing. Now
Oh, is
all
he?
of a sudden
Apologizing.
he's sorry, and he regrets what he was doing. Maybe he was high. I don't know, but this is nuts.
So is that over 100 separate cases of destruction of property?
I would say so.
That could be jail time for a long
and
time.
the average cost of each car, Mercedes-Benz, we're talking about $70,000 or more. So it's a lot of money. So
I think that's good, though. Think
think
about
that's
it.
good?
Well, now we could replace those cars with something else. Think of all the space we've opened up.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? We could get doves in there. You know.
BMWs.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
But think about how many people in this room own a BMW? Well,
My sister.
you have. All right, 2.
Okay, that's a large percentage.
All right, so out of 4 of us, well,
Well, I have
and a
another.
half.
Well, this is not. It's not really funny, but I think it's wacky as well. You
Wait, the
probably
first
heard
one
about
was
First one
funny?
wasn't funny. The first one was.
Well, the first one wasn't funny, but I think. It's
I mean, it was a
just
hot
crazy.
story, but
This second one is a 50-year-old woman
that's funny.
called 911 yesterday. She met them at the door. She met the police officers at the door, claiming that there's someone inside, a burglar inside of her apartment. So she met the officers at the door at the entrance. She walked them in, and then she pulls out a 10-inch knife and tries to stab the officers. And
It's gotta be suicide.
But they shot her. She's dead. They killed her.
Did she survive?
She survived.
She's dead. Oh, good.
Well, that's why it's weird, it's wacky, but it's also it's a tragic ending.
Oh my
was
God.
her-
I don't think it's really tragic though, because she tried to kill someone.
Right, but
Like tragedy would be like she
but-
pulled out a Snickers and they shot her.
Yeah.
Thinking it was like that is tragic.
Well, let's
she was homicidal.
She has a family. I mean, it's still,
Well, not
it's a
anymore.
Thomas, I'll tell
Well, it's suicide by cop, right? Like anyone looks from the outside in.
Oh yeah. A lot of people from the world, a lot of widows from the World Trade Center thing. They would do that. They started like they would create situations. There's actually a movie
Really?
that used that
wow.
situation with Adam Sandler in it. It was his wife apparently died in one of the planes.
Yeah.
And in the movie, and he ended up trying to get the cops to shoot him. so he had like a gun with no bullets in it or anything. And then his friend showed up just in time to be like, no, don't shoot him. He's a, and they basically put him down without killing him.
It's crazy.
But suicide by cop is a thing, man.
Yeah,
suicide by cop. Well, this young lady, this lady, again, she's dead. My thing is about these police officers. How dangerous can that be? I mean,
you want to talk about cops shooting people in apartments where they shouldn't be in?
Well,
I don't think that's the subject, but I know what you're talking about.
Just
at least they after he died, they went back and got a warrant to see if he was smoking weed, because that's important.
Well, let's discuss that. Let's talk about it, Ian.
Let's talk about it. This woman, she. So I
don't call her a woman. She was a police officer.
This police officer,
who knew the person.
The witness is saying she was banging on the door. They've had arguments in the past in regard to the volume of his music. Also, if you look, I cannot say in verbatim what she's posted on Instagram, but very violent posts.
Whoa, back up. No, she entered the place. And she was confused. She thought it was hers, and that someone was there. So she didn't knock on the door.
Okay, people just saw her banging on the door.
I understand, but the story that was
allegedly,
the news was
she banged on the door allegedly.
This is Amber G. Got Amber.
Yeah. But the news was saying that what happened was, based on the report, is she walked into his apartment. She knows him and she hangs out with him.
Really?
Well, yeah. So she walked in thinking it was her apartment, didn't recognize who the guy was, thought someone had broken into her house, and she shot him.
I'm not buying
but there is a backstory that is saying that it was plotted out, and she wanted, like, something came. I don't know the backstory, but her motivation was there was something else going on. So she did this on purpose, but tried to make it look like it was a quote-unquote accident.
Sounds like a love affair to me.
And I was bringing up Instagram.
I agree with you on that.
So I didn't know they knew each other.
She posted a violent Instagram post about shooting using a gun.
It sounds like
So this woman's, she's got intense thoughts already, and she is an officer of the law. Yeah. So she has authority and can wield like the utmost power.
Yeah.
In a situation, which is what she did.
When you say she has intense thoughts.
When you post about violent things, about
negative
using your gun?
Are you saying she only has them when she camps? I don't understand.
Oh my gosh! Please don't let him do that to you, Thomas. Please, Thomas.
This is a heavy subject. I'm trying to bring some levity to it.
Some levity.
Either way, I hope she gets at least manslaughter.
Well, she already did.
She did. What was it?
She slaughtered a man.
After a few days, slaughtered a man.
Oh my God!
This world, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Look, I think it's terrible.
My point is, it is a crazy world, Ian.
Thank God we have comedy. I say that. I'm going to have to say thank God we have comedy, because without that, I don't know what would we.
Louis C.K.'s back and so is Aziz Ansari.
And you got to have. This is how comedy is: tragedy, tragedy, and time. Comedy. Carol Burnett said it.
That's right.
You take the negative things and you turn it around. You put time to it and the delivery, and it works.
That's true.
Right. It makes you laugh. It works.
When there's tragedy in this world and we resort to comedy, we go there to be killed by a comedian. And hopefully he doesn't die on stage.
Which sounds a little bit better than actually being killed by a machete or a gun.
I'm just saying, the wordplay is just
much way better. It killed as in
killed as in did well.
Kill as in did well, exactly.
Yeah, and died as in did poorly.
Right, laughing to death. I mean, that's okay. You know what I mean? Not literally to death.
That happened to my uncle.
But you know that I heard a story
about
that.
Now you have me thinking about it.
I heard about a story about that though.
I'm very sad.
I did hear a story about that. Yeah.
Wait,
I did hear a story.
My uncle, he laughed himself to death. Well, actually, it was really he crapped himself. But still, we died laughing.
Well, which is something you love to do is laugh.
Died laughing.
All right.
This is killing me. Let's move on. This is
let's move on. All right. Well, it's San Gennaro Festival is happening right now.
Oh, I want to go.
Yes.
Little Italy.
Yeah.
Little Italy.
Go out and get some cannoli, some Italian food.
And you got
right,
this
Tom?
with the cannoli.
Any suggestions, Tom?
Is it because I'm Italian?
Come on, Mr. Bellezza.
Aspetta, aspetta. Succo molto grande, dammi gas.
Parla, bellezza.
Parli italiano?
Un poco.
Oh, boy, I love it.
Yo hablo
That was
español,
that was
pero está cerca
español.
de italiano.
Oh, you speak mainland Italian.
Also, tomorrow, Yom Kippur for the Jews. That prepare
Oh,
for
yeah.
Yom
My brother,
Kippur.
yeah.
New beginning for the.
No, wait, that
Jewish
already
people.
started Yom Kippur, I thought.
No, it
the
starts-
the new year just went by.
Rosh Hashanah.
Oh, Rosh
Rosh
Hashanah.
Hashanah.
One of them is, I don't know if it's Poland or Russia.
Or last week was Rosh Hashanah, so tomorrow is Yom Kippur. So
Who's poor? Yam? Yam is a poor
new
man.
beginning.
Wipe your slate clean. Yeah, after the new year.
By the way, if you ever want to aggravate a Jewish man,
Yeah.
because my brother's a rabbi.
Well, Ian
Your
is
brother's a
Jewish.
rabbi?
Yeah, which
Is
is
he?
yeah, he
I don't know
converted.
if I believe you.
I'm
Okay,
telling you.
wait a
he
minute. Wait a
converted.
minute.
I don't know if I believe
You're leading into something
No,
else.
no,
Not
but
true.
so what I do is on Saturdays when the sun goes down, I just try to hand him things. And just gets very aggravated. 'Cause you can't hand people. You can't take
Ay,
something from
Dios
people.
mío,
I love
That's
it.
if you're joking.
He is a rabbi. He is a rabbi. He's a terrible rabbi.
What
but
temple?
I don't know. Somewhere in Florida.
Terrible
Oh, is it
rabbit.
what?
Yeah,
Terrible
yeah.
rabbit.
But you know what's funny when I go through
Rabbit.
Castle Heights? Oh no, what it's Crown
Heights.
Crown Heights. They always stop me and they go, "Oh, what's your Hebrew name?" I go, "Thomas," and I go, "No, your Hebrew name." I go, "Well, I'm not Jewish." They go, "Yes, you are. What's your Hebrew name?" "Do you have a good wife? How many kids do you have?" And I was like, "All right, so
Leave me alone.
I gotta
Well,
go."
I'll leave it at that. I think it's about that time to do what we do best. Ian, what do you say? I think it's about that time to make people laugh. As,
We're chirping,
Marlene just said.
chirping,
Yeah.
chirping.
All right, folks. Yeah. All right, folks. Now, Jay, give us some of that too. Folks, these comments you're about to hear are real comments from real New Yorkers. Your mamas, your brothers, your sex partners, your whomever.
What note is that? What note is that?
That is the poop note.
All right. All right, Ian has a note to read. What do you have, Ian?
All right, we're going to kick it off from Amber. Amber is from Fort Greene.
Hi, Amber.
Amber says this. This morning, I witnessed two guys meet and exchange numbers in my subway car. It was so romantic. While another guy's rolling his eyes, shaking his head. Hashtag hater. Yo, to the person shaking his head, mind your own fucking business.
I love it. That's a good boy. Well, who's this Trevor?
This is Amber, and Amber's
Amber, great observation.
with up with the same love. So am I. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, mind your business.
Mind your
I mean,
business.
we need to soap her mouth out, but
Well, Amber's
Mind
fine. No,
your
Amber's
damn
cool.
business.
oh, the other person
The
said
person
it.
is like, oh my god, people of the same sex. Like,
All right. It is what it is. All right, well, thanks for that chirp. Thomas, what do you have to chirp about?
I'd like to just add that same sex is just doing the same position over and over again. I don't understand the derogatory aspect of it. You know, old people, okay? They don't have choices at that.
They don't.
Bad hips, bad knees, bad hips. They really just lay there and watch TV sex, you know? So, Forest Hill, which is not the person's name, but I believe this is Samantha or Samuel? Samuel from Forest Hill says, it's one of those New York evenings when everyone under 5'5" weaponizes their umbrellas.
Oh, wow.
Midgets nearly poke out my eye.
Oh, wow.
I don't understand the midget comment. Midget?
Or I guess like
Under
I think
5'5".
shorty,
Oh,
yeah.
no, it's
No,
under
no.
4'6". But I would like to say, have you ever seen a normal sized man, average, let's say 5'8", wearing shorts, and you think, those are midget pants?
Oh.
Because if a midget was wearing them, they'd be pants.
long
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying.
All right, well,
Thanks, Samuel.
Thanks for that
Just
chirp,
saying,
Sam. We love
honey.
them.
I'm just
Also,
saying.
folks, if you'd like to chirp about it live, please call 646-690-2976 or go onto my website, chirpaboutit.com. Chirp your New York moments, thoughts, or opinions. With that, Marlene, what do you have?
Okay, I have something from Joel Sheepshit Bay or Joel
Hey,
Sheepshit
Joel.
Bay. All right, I'm covering my bases. All right, ready? Okay, here it goes. Took me 6 subway cars, but I finally found one with air conditioning, going full, bone, B-O-N-E or whatever, and I feel like I won the lottery. Joel Sheepshit Bay.
I feel bad that Joe got punched in the balls before he wrote this.
So 6 subway cars. Well, I got to tell you, in the past 4 weeks, I've stepped into at least 3 or 4 different subway cars with no AC on. I don't know what's going on.
Can I say
Oh,
something?
It's falling apart.
mugland. Talk about being mugged.
Blasio.
When you talk
You don't
about
know
being
what-
mugged,
Blasio.
that's mugging right
When
there.
That is
there's
mugging.
a
Oh
subway
my,
car,
mugging,
Yeah.
true mugging, darling.
Because you're mugged, yeah.
That's
this is what I
it.
do.
Tell us, Ian.
What's
up, Ian? Go ahead, man. How's it going? All right.
So what I'd like to do is like it's people watching, but I will sit in the super hot car and see who stays. And every now and then, like, there's a select group of people who do the same thing. It's just to watch the reactions of someone walk in like, oh my God!
Yeah.
Like, what is this? I'm like, I know exactly what it is.
So let me get this
It's a
straight
hot
here.
car.
Do you stay in there for like beyond your stop and then rotate back? Like,
No.
I know you're a sociopath because you're a musician.
No. Please continue.
You're like, last stop, and you're like, I'll get it on the back way. I need to watch these people.
Okay, I should have
I love
clarified. Yes, I do that.
You
And do you
that.
stare, or do you like use your phone camera and hold it up as if like you're reading it, but you're really filming them?
You're really filming it.
So you're angling your eyes so it doesn't look as creepy as
The angles sort of
Usually,
change.
yeah.
Change the
Well,
lighting and the
yeah,
angles.
like
Direct
make sure you're not
eye
looking
contact.
up skirts. Is what I'm saying.
Direct eye
You're married,
contact
okay?
is the same as way. That's
You
right.
know, you can't do that with the camera. You got to do it with your eyes, so no one remembers.
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
All right, what's
But I
the
do
next
that.
chirp, Ian?
Oh, yes.
We'll do
Moving
one more
forward
round
here.
of chirp.
Is it Joel again?
This is Clarence from Manhattan.
Hey, Clarence.
And Clarence has to say this. I swear, just seen on the news, ticker, crack pipe vending machines gets taken down on Long Island. Who's still doing crack? Wait, crack? Vending machines?
Wait,
What?
Long Island?
What?
Long Island. Hashtag only in Long Island, New York.
Yep.
Clarence.
Well, yeah, I heard.
All
I read
right.
the story last week where they, the city went around taking
Yeah.
down. Have you heard about that?
Crack
No, but
vending
I'm
Vending
addicted to this story, and it cracks me up. I
Well-
heard it through the pipeline.
You're
I
on
mean,
fire.
He's
on fire.
I'm going to ask the same question: are people still doing crack?
Well, if they're not, the business is going out, and
I mean-
it's a high business, is what I'm saying.
Do you remember? I don't know if you recall.
What, the 80s?
In the 80s.
Yeah, it
when
was
you go
terrible.
all over the place and you see those little colorful crack.
Oh yes,
Listen, that's
I
how I
remember
made my
that.
money.
Freaking scary.
Oh,
That's how
my
you made your
God.
money. Tell us about
I
that.
remember
Let me
those
chirp about it.
things. Oh, I
Go
remember.
ahead,
My
tell us
God.
about that.
Well, I was 3 when my career started in the 80s for crack, and I had to say it was the best. No one knew what was going on. You know, I was in my little. My parents would push me along, and then guys would come. Hey, nice kid, and that was code for could I have some crack? And then my hand would just come up with the devil's pipe, and we would take care of them like they were good people.
Unbelievable.
I remember doing laundry, and there was a woman beside me, and she was like, you kind of like take your jeans and you do them like backwards. Something backwards, right? So something fell out. And I say. And in Spanish, I say, con permiso, pero este es tuyo. This is who does this belong to? She said, oh, that's my son. Oh, really? Okay. She said, oh, no te apures, eso es medicina. Medicine.
That's
She
not
said
what-
it was
it's
medicine.
not what you think, it's
Val
medicine.
came out of the
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Oh, no, eso es medicina. Dame esto, dame esto.
It
definitely is a medicine.
So mommy's a crackhead, in other words. All right, we have another chirp. Thomas, we'll do one more
I
round
got
of chirps, and then we'll take a break by Mr. Ian
All
Bamberger.
right.
Do another round. Let's go.
Sheep's Head Bay, which again is not the person. Giovanni.
Giovanni.
Hey, something about the Brooklyn Pateritano feels, some of the So what is this like? What do we got here? What's that word? Penitentiary-ish. Oh, I see how that works. The high walls, mental fencing, harsh bright lights, uniformed men with guns. I'm never suited if I'm being sentenced to or retarded or released from New York City.
I get it. All right.
What?
So it
This
seems
guy
like
has a
fun.
crazy accent.
High walls, metal fencing,
Oh, we're gonna do the whole
menopause, whatever.
Menopause.
Harsh, bright lights, uniformed men with gun. My God, this is a
Well,
novel.
it seems like a penitentiary.
I think what it comes down to is
Penitentiary.
Giovanni's handwriting is to the left and in script almost.
Hey!
Are you left-handed?
That's my handwriting.
I can tell you're
Oh,
left-handed.
Are you
Just not my
really?
chirp.
Are you left-handed?
Are you?
I am, yeah.
I can tell.
Okay.
Well, Giovanni, thanks for that chirp. I'll see you at the San Gennaro Festival in a couple of days. All right, Marlene, what do you have?
Okay, I have something from Melinda Far Rockaway. Melinda
Hey,
Far
Melinda.
Rockaway. Saw a rat skipping up and down the stairs in my building. What do you suppose is the matter with him? Anyone? Melinda Far Rockaway.
You saw a rat?
A rat pacing up and down.
My building. Ay, Dios mío, I'm going to do this again. Can everybody hear me in the
Okay,
Chirp About the
yeah.
World? Okay, otra vez. Okay. Saw a rat, un ratón, skipping up and down the stairs in my freaking ass building. What do you suppose is the matter with him? Anyone? Malinda for Rockaway. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I can't help with that chirp. A rat pacing up and down, skipping up and down.
What's that lady's name? What is that lady's name? She sounds racist with that accent.
Cardi B?
Cardi.
He said skipping up and down.
Skipping up and down.
Hey, Skippy.
I don't know.
Come
All right,
on,
rats in
Skippy,
New York
let's
City.
go.
Is he lighting cars on fire? What's this guy
Come
doing?
on, Skippy.
Crazy all over the place. All right, Ian, you got
Ridiculous.
one more?
We got more?
Got a trick for you.
All right, what's it say? Ian, read it.
This is Tyrone from
Tyrone.
Flushing, Queens.
Oh, let's see if you do the accent for this one, you racist pig.
I was thinking about it. After watching
I can do that
U.S.
because
Open
yo soy
games, after watching U.S. Open games, when I go out to restaurants, I begin to demand waitstaff to give me napkins at the same speed of tennis court attendants giving towels to players.
You went the safe route.
Tyrone.
You went the safe route.
Flushing, Queens.
You know, with Patrick here, you get the pass.
This is Tyrone from Flushing, Queens. You know, you can really good.
I feel like I'm gonna
It's
faint.
exactly what Tyrone
Oh,
would sound
my
like.
God. Oh, that's a great chirp,
Call
Tyrone.
him Tyrone.
With Patrick, you get a pass. You
That's
hear
right.
that? All right, we have one more chirp. We're going to take a break. Thomas, you got one more?
We got more
Yeah.
of these? All right, what do we got here? Ashley, which is her name, is from the Bronx. To the smelly guy who pushed past a woman and ran over my feet with his cart to get a seat. I'm glad somebody bumped you to it.
Beat you to it?
It says but.
Oh, but.
Beat you.
Beat you.
Beat
All right.
you to it.
I don't know why there's a vegetable in this one. How's it feel, douchebag? Now learn some manners and take a shower, stinky.
Okay.
I can
All right.
understand that.
I can understand
I
that.
can understand that. I've been bumped
you
many
left-handed,
times
people?
before.
Yes, I am. All right, we have one more, and then we'll
Okay.
take a
I
break.
can tell.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back and hear more from Thomas.
Oh, God,
Okay.
that guy?
Yes, yeah.
Chelsea, Upper West Side. Chelsea, Upper
Chelsea?
West Side. All right. The most wonderful thing about being in New York is running in Central Park, listening to the birds singing. Hashtag life's beautiful. Hashtag I love New York. And hashtag love Central Park. Chelsea, Upper West Side. Thank you very much.
All right,
Stop smoking
Chelsea.
cigarettes.
That lady sounds old
All
Yes,
right.
dog.
and black.
Really? Okay.
You're
I don't know,
back.
I'm just assuming.
Okay.
All right, that's folks. That was our round of chirps. Hope you enjoyed. Please go onto my website, chirpabout.com. Share your New York moments, thoughts, your opinions. We'd love to hear from you. With that, we're going to take a break by Mr. Ian Bamberg and come back and hear from Mr. Thomas Belez.
All right.
Thomas J.
Thomas
Belez.
J. Blessing.
That's right.
Beleza. Blessing.
Blessing. Before I break this down, Thursday night, 10 p.m., I'm playing The Bitter End. If you find yourself in Asbury Park, Saturday, I'll be playing Porch Fest.
Oh, great.
At 3 p.m., and that's a great show with all the musicians in town. Just DM me on my Instagram, at Ian Bamberger Music. This is called Candy Cane Girl,
How do you spell the last name?
Oh, candy cane.
Bamberger. And this is Candy Cane Girl, a brand new song. Haven't played this for anyone yet. I hope you guys enjoy. My candy cane girl, I savor the flavor of when I first met you. My candy cane girl, I really want a taste of everything you are. But your mama don't want me to stay
You want me to stay
around here anymore. And your father
Oh, your father
wants to lock me away
wants to lock me away
and throw away
and throw
the
away
key to
the
your
key
door. My candy cane girl,
My candy cane girl.
I savor the flavor
Savor the flavor
Flavor, savor.
of when candy cane girl.
My candy cane girl.
I really wanna taste.
I really wanna taste.
When I first met you. But your brother wants to knock me out. And drag me through your streets. Cause it's your sister. Yeah, I really missed her. And that is why I'm here today. Cause she's my candy cane girl. I had to have another taste. Cause when I first met her, she's my candy cane girl. I'm sorry, baby. But I've got to be with her. She's my candy cane girl. Savor the flavor. When I first met her. Oh, when I first met her. She's my candy cane girl.
This girl sounds like trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Ian,
Great song, Ian.
That's a newbie.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Now, is that Christmas candy canes, or was that like, you know, other holiday candy canes?
Oh, well, I guess the Christmas type.
So that's a Christmas song.
The sweet, yeah.
So you just wrote a Christmas song.
I did.
Yeah. It's almost October.
So, you're right.
No, that was good. That was nice.
Thank you
You
very
write
much.
that?
I did.
Just now.
Well, last week.
Last week. That was
That's
good.
an awesome
That's an
song,
awesome
Ian.
song.
That was
Very good.
awesome.
You should play it.
That's right.
Let's take a commercial.
That's a good idea.
And we'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Ed Lemo. Who is Ed Lemo and why should I listen? Ed Lemo is an attorney that is unique in that he gives consumers good, solid information about the law that will help protect them against irresponsible drivers, landowners, and doctors and hospitals who are negligent and cause you harm. Ed Lemo has been representing individuals against insurance companies since 1984. Ed Lemo limits his practice to accident, injury, and medical malpractice claims. You can find out more about me at my website at www.lemolaw.com. That's www.lemolaw.com, or you can reach me at 646-522-9082. So if you're injured in an accident or a victim of malpractice and you need a trial attorney who has experience in the courtroom and gets results, call Ed Lemo at 646-522-9082, or you can reach me at edwardlemo@yahoo.com. Or you can go to my website for further information, www.lemolaw.com. You'll be glad you did. Thank you.
All right, Ed Lemo, great personal injury attorney. Also, the show's brought to you by Chirping Chickens, chirpingchickens.com. Go onto their website, download their app for a huge discount on any meal. Chirpingchickens.com. Also, Accordia Shipping for all your shipping needs. Please go into accordiashipping.com for all your shipping needs. Please.
Accordia, not Claudia.
Not Claudia.
Accordia.
Accordia Shipping. And
Accordia.
also for pizza tonight, go to, please visit Papa John's, papajohnspizza.com. All right, download their app for a nice discount on any pie.
Papa John.
Papa John.
You're going to go to Papa John's. Very good
John's.
stuff.
Sounds Indian.
All
That's
right.
what it is.
Okay.
You're very good at telling your accents. By the way, it's Step Brothers.
Step Brothers.
Is the movie that
Oh,
Boats and Hoes.
what a
Step
funny
Brothers.
movie.
See, you know.
Oh, yes.
Love
So
that.
funny. He's like singing this beautiful opera, and in the back, the guy's like, Boats and Hoes. That's why that's a reference.
Oh, I love it. Well, Thomas.
What?
All right, you're on, man. You're on. Welcome.
I'm a little nervous, so if I have trouble talking,
Thomas,
Oh, yeah.
Thomas, please, okay?
Thomas,
please, honey.
Oh, my God.
it's just what?
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh my God, that just really was not funny.
No, wait. That spokesperson for
George
NRA,
Carlin?
George Carlin, Dana Loesch, or however you say it, hates the fact that Thomas the Tank Engine added a tank engine from Africa. So what she did was put KKK hoodies on the other tank engines.
I don't understand.
This is the lead spokesperson because your name is Thomas. I decided to bring up Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh, I see. I see the connection.
Yes. She's a racist,
But Thomas is English.
right? Yes.
Did you know George Carlin was the conductor on Thomas the Train?
Was he once?
Many times, actually.
Oh, my God.
Seasons worth.
I love that. George Carlin, the man.
Well, yeah, and the myth.
And the
The
man.
man and the myth.
The man and the
I
myth.
love it.
Awesome
No.
comedian.
But yeah,
Oh.
George Carlin was great.
His new show's
brother.
coming out.
What?
No, I don't.
He's
His
dead.
brother's very funny. By the way. Have you ever met his brother?
No.
No, his brother's very funny. He goes around to like comedy festivals and like talks on behalf of like stories of like his brother and stuff like that.
All right. Well, speaking of
God.
stories, you have a story. You have a
I
book
don't have
coming
any
out.
stories.
No.
I have a book though. I have a
You have a
book.
book. Well, let's discuss your book.
All right,
You
go
don't like
ahead.
the book.
Let me hear this.
All right. Well, you have to tell us about it.
Oh, I have to say.
What's
do I have to
what's
bullet
her
point
name?
this?
What's her name? I think.
I don't think her name-
Is it called She?
It's called She.
Okay.
That's SHE, and then there's like 17 silent letters afterwards.
17. Wow.
Okay.
So you just pronounce it she.
movie.
It is. Yeah. If you hold the book to your head, and it like eventually tries to manipulate you, and then it breaks up with you once it has you falling in love with it.
Wow.
Have you ever seen the movie She?
Oh, no.
That's basically what it is. He like falls in love with this computer, and then she's like,
yes.
"I have to go," and he's like, "What?"
Yes.
I just passed boundaries that I should have never passed. You're like the love of my life.
Keen Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yes.
The guy who's playing the new Joker,
Joaquin
whose name is actually Arthur, which is crazy. Anyway, so yeah, all right, that was good.
Well, tell us about your book.
Oh,
It's
all
a
right.
poetry book, right?
It is a poetry book, but it's filled with philosophy and then lyrics, and then there's a lot of anecdotes.
Anecdotes?
Yeah. It's annotated with randomness from my life. So I talk about, things I've done in the past. I talk about how I was successful in music. I talk about where poems came from. And then also on top of it, I make a lot of jokes. And
Who'd have thought?
None of the poems are jokes, but there are jokes throughout the annotations.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't really take my life seriously. I mean, like, why would you? You want to laugh in life. So the book is filled with romance, death, philosophy, and then, of course, a mixture of stuff.
Oh, this sounds very, very insightful, fun,
Well, it's a thick
witty,
book, I'll tell you that.
profound,
Profound. Thank you.
yet funny.
Yeah.
Makes you chuckle, makes you think, makes you probe. Right? Is that correct? Something
Something like that. I mean, it's 20 years of my
Yeah.
life that I decided that I would put it into a
Whose
book.
chin is that?
No one's. It's just.
Okay.
I want to associate the image. It's supposed to be actually Mother Nature, but not our Mother Nature, because if you read throughout the book, you'll find that the poems represent a different, like a fantasy world, because I write fantasy novels as well. So a lot of the poems are based on the characters. Not all of them, but a lot of them are based on. And the actual philosophy in it is based on the character Lord Telmorn Altanian, which is the god of that fantasy world. So the philosophy is actually in the perspective of a god, the god above all. So
it's beautiful.
it's
This one's right here.
pretty deep, but only because I'm saying it is. But
Can we hear one of those poems?
you could hear any one of them if you
Well,
want.
well, just
All right,
choose
let me
one.
see. What do we got here? I marked some of them. Well, you like the strong still?
Yeah.
You want to read it?
Yeah, I want to read.
Go
it.
ahead. You can read it.
Right.
This one's called Strong Still. When darkness peaks above the sorrow, your peace breathes for the morrow. In beating drops of endless rain, in your voice, hope it rains. Oh,
Beautiful.
gosh.
Thank you. I stole that one.
You stole that one.
You still plagiarizing. Oh.
So this one, oh, by the way, it's fun. All right, just a side note. Earlier, I said my stage name is Thomas J. Beleza. Am I real? It's just funny you picked that poem. Read the fun fact at the bottom.
Okay. Fun fact. Thomas J. Beleza is my stage name, not my real name. Kind of.
It's just one of the coincidences.
Kind of. Okay.
Of her,
That she picked
All
that
right.
poem.
Kind of. All
Yeah.
right.
Well, this poem, it's. I don't really like to give the reasoning behind the
Yeah.
poem, because then it'll really taint what you experience
What you
from
experience,
it.
yeah.
You know, because
Unbiased.
it's like art.
You
yeah.
don't want to unbias anybody's opinion or have preconceptions of it.
Yeah, and a lot of the
Exactly.
stories that I took, like if I talk about a poem, it's really just where the poem came from, but not necessarily what the poem means to me.
Yeah.
You know, like it might say there's a character named Morla who is the goddess of the dead, so she's the one who brings you across the
Wow.
whatever.
River Styx?
Basically, the same thing.
Like
but
Hades.
it's like Hades, yeah,
Hades
yeah.
takes you across.
Yeah, because a lot of it is, you know, I mean, it's mythology, but it's mythology I created for the fantasy novels. But so I'll mention how like Morla is, and I'll explain who she is, but I might not necessarily explain the poem she's in, you know. So, but anyway, here's one. This one's called
Let's hear it.
Magic.
Let's hear it.
Do you want to read this one? You're really good at reading poems.
Okay.
I don't want to turn Patrick on, so I can't read them.
Okay. Okay. Magic. What draws people together, makes them laugh and come hither, doting hopelessly in what matters, and eye exchanging manners to flatter. Bashful in turns to learn the pole, this magic in fact, it boastfully rules. Can it be explained in a frame I brave from an outside perspective? We'll cave. Let it happen in such fashion with passion and sound compassion, ignoring all ration. With one kiss, after all, it's the magic of the fall. Tipping her to the floor with what's truly in store. Now, that's what it's called, when you ignored it before. Amore, in gay array this day, I became much, much more.
Beautiful.
That was good.
That was nice. You right?
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
So yeah, so you know, I write the poems. The poems go from short to long.
Yeah.
There's actually
How many poems do you have in the book?
this poem has 100+ poems. It's 200, and I'll tell you exactly. The book altogether is like 235 pages, but from the poems, the lyrics, and the philosophy, it's 217 pages. So that you're going to get a lot of material, and the poems don't take up one page. There are several poems to a page. Same thing with the lyrics and the philosophy. So you're getting a lot for your buck. Again, it's 20 years of my life.
Of your life, yeah.
Just kind of like.
Yeah. When is the book coming out?
The book will be out in October, but the best way to find out more information is just go to the website, makearightleft.here.com.
It's a very interesting website.
Oh, well, do you have what it takes to make a right left here?
I do.
See, I'm just saying.
I love it.
Well, everyone could spell those words. You know, it's not like I'm like, go to Thomas J. Beleza. You know, and then people are like, how do you spell that? Is it J-A-Y? Is it B? So I just makearightleft.here.com, and you'll actually find a lot of links to the book. If you sign up to the mailing list for the book specifically, you can get 20 free pages, and you'll get a link when the book is released early to get a discounted rate.
I assume you will be having a book release party?
Uh,
Some sort. You'll be having a book release party. Damn, microphone. Yes, go
All right,
ahead.
check
Damn.
1, 2.
Check 1, 2.
I may have something, but not on the day of the release. I might do a reading sometime in November. I'm just trying to figure out my schedule, because I may be in LA by November. You know, it just so happens the book is being released in October. So.
Not permanently.
No, I'm going to be bi-coastal.
Oh, cool, man.
You know, which means I go both ways.
Oh, yeah.
So make a right left here.
MakeARightLeftHere.com.
Okay.
I love that.
Make a right
Very
left here.com
simple.
and get She by Thomas J. Beleza.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this your first book?
Funny story.
Is she your first book?
She-
Is she your first lady?
So, she's my first lady. No,
So
King
I had-
Diamond, that right?
Great.
you
You have a
please-
great voice.
Oh,
by the way.
thank
You
you.
have
Dude,
an awesome voice.
Read like
And what? There's some songs in this book.
There are, some of the, because my band was pretty successful back in the day,
Yeah.
and then when I retired, you know, I still had the fan base. So I put a lot of lyrics, original and changed lyrics from the first band, and then new lyrics from the new project that I don't really push because it's just something I do. It's not really like
Yeah.
I'm like I want to be a musician. You know?
I have a request.
What? Go ahead.
Read your at some point during the show. Read your darkest poem, and I will play something heavy behind it, and please sing it.
But the thing is, I don't think any of these poems are dark.
Then read your
Even the
happiest
saddest
poem.
poem.
Yes, pick a poem. Let me play something behind it,
Let me pick a poem. Can I pick a poem?
and then
I'm
you
gonna
sing
close
it.
my eyes.
And then I sing.
Yes. Yes.
I really
in drop D.
Well,
in drop D. I'm a metalhead, not a punk.
Okay.
All right, what do we got? Which one? Foretold. Oh God, what am I saying? I gotta come up with a melody. Bleed freedom through your voice. Speak with your heart against the toughest tides.
Come on, right back to it, baby.
Motion is among a changing world, where wonder becomes reality through life's inevitability. Breathe our breath meant for you, frozen in endless dismay.
We're gonna break it down now.
My temple has finally broken through.
Yeah.
You know, a guide to those who wish it. I am a voice willing to sacrifice. His chord changes.
All I am in hopes of one mortal being will see their own true light, open and free, melting all that was around me. Away I walk untouched again, strong and divine as my Lord had foretold. And this microphone's driving me crazy. I'll break it in two.
Now the heavy part.
Break.
You know you have funny hair. Did you know that I am a Jew? You can tell from my Hebrew name, John.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Microphone.
What was my? So I was telling you before,
Yeah.
before I was thrown into that ridiculousness.
You were telling about your first baby or your first lady.
So when in 2007 when I retired,
It's driving me crazy. I'm sorry. It's not okay.
don't touch the big black mic.
Ooh.
But Joseph is fine. So in 2007 when I retired, I actually wrote the original She, which was like 80 pages.
Yeah.
But it was something like I had a bucket list and I was like, I want to write a book. So I kind of just threw that book out there and like I didn't spell check anything. I didn't care. I was just like, I got a book out there, you know. But anyway, so this book was sort of like I wanted to write a real book. So obviously I added more poems to it. I edited the original poems. I actually rewrote a lot of them. And then I gave it more purpose. So this is my first official book. And then I have 4 others coming out.
Wow.
But I have...
Wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations. Really.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but it'll be a yearly thing, you know, like... The next book is a self-help book, and then I have 4 fantasy novels coming out. So
beautiful.
Yeah, it should be
well,
exciting.
how long did it take you to complete this book?
I guess between editing and formatting and doing the art, because I did all the artwork and everything, maybe like 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
Seems quick.
Well, I mean, this is what I do for a living. I write
yeah.
scripts, you know. I write.
that's
you
great.
know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, for us.
great.
Woo,
I'd
yeah.
like to read some of your scripts. I really would love to read
They're
them.
terrible. No.
Oh, no, none of
Oh, thank you. You know, they're,
No.
what's funny is they're not funny. Like none of them are funny. They're all like these dark dramas and like you know.
Well, who says it has to be?
Well,
Ha ha, kee hee.
Because I'm a funny guy, or at least I think I am.
Well, and every
my mom
funny
says I'm
person
funny
is-
looking, but that's a whole nother story. It's all right. She's blind.
Funny looking.
So when she goes to feel my face to see if it's me, I hold up like a marble counter thing, you know. And she's like, "You have a lot of pimples."
You had a lot of pimples. I love it.
Pimples for you. Anyway, can you do lost in the darkness? Silence surrounds you.
I do not know how.
You don't know any of Jekyll and Hyde?
Oh, but I can.
No, it's close. It is G. See it? You know? But the G is, do you really think that I... Anyway, I don't want to sing. What were you going to ask, Pat?
Oh my God.
You got to pay me to sing. 20 cents.
When I do purchase your book,
Who did who? Did you read any?
A little bit. Yeah, I did today.
Just the intro?
The intro and
Big dear Thomas.
There was another page that I read. But when I do purchase it,
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
how will it benefit me?
Oh, well, for instance, the thickness of it will keep any liquid beverage in a cup from damaging your table.
Fascinating.
What do you hope that I get out of your
my
book?
God.
I hope that you get a chance to read it and I get paid. No, I wrote this book as a passion project, but I think what I believe people should try to get out of it is just a sense of inner searching.
Yeah.
You know, like, again, the poems are really about something to me, but like you said, you know, you looked at a shorter poem and you were like, I need to read this poem.
Yeah.
And it's something, like, it means something to her now. So that's really, it's like my gift to the world.
Gotcha.
I'm charging the least amount of money possible, even for the actual price.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to make money off it. I'm just trying to give my gift. It's like my music. My music's all free. I give all my free music out for free. You know.
It's a good message, yeah.
Yeah. And throughout the book, you actually find things on my acting, on music. Like, so it'll show you where music is downloadable. So if you like lyrics, you could be like, oh, and it says where you could get it. So it's you know, it's an all-inclusive book.
I like it. Cool. You know, I read something that you wrote, or I guess it's one of your sayings, where you made the choice to laugh and love because that's the way you want to go.
Where'd I write that? Though I believe you. 'Cause it sounds like me.
That's you.
That is. Wait, did I write it on the internet?
Yeah.
The intranet.
The intranet, yeah.
Was it associated with a photo?
And I think it's associated with your book. I can associate that with your book.
Thank you. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's a nice quote.
And that's when I read it, I said that's totally Thomas, you know, love,
thank
laughter. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Well,
you know,
yeah.
especially in these times. I mean, we need that. You know, as Marlene said earlier, it's laughter,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I live by the code: life without laughter is not life at all.
At all.
It's
You know?
not.
So, in
I
fact,
can't imagine. Or without music. Think about it. Life without music.
you need music.
You need to have that.
Yeah, but music
You know-
is more than melody. Like, a lot of
Yeah,
people don't
yeah.
understand banging on like cans is music. You know,
It
like
is.
walking
It's
is music.
vibration. It is.
Laughing
It's
is
energy.
music.
Yeah.
You know, sound is
Music.
ultimately
Yeah.
music.
Music. It's all music.
But you obviously know, Pat, that I beat cancer and I had a battle with cancer, and after 4 hours of like really absorbing cancer, not that I absorbed it from people, but like the concept that I had it, I made a choice that I was like, you know what, I'm laughing.
Yes.
And from that point on, people didn't believe I had cancer, which was the craziest thing. So I'm going through this battle, and I'm not going around saying I have cancer.
No,
Right.
of
But
course.
but they're like, how does this guy have cancer? He's out. He's getting his shows pitched. He's like doing all these things. He's laughing. He has great energy. And then I vanished for a little bit because I had to go into surgery.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, where were you? And I was like, oh, I had. And they're like, you had cancer? I thought you were joking. And I was like,
Well, God bless you. You're right in front of us.
Oh,
So
thanks.
God
I
bless
appreciate
you.
it.
Man.
So glad that
Seriously.
yeah.
you
Well,
rose
yeah.
above that and you maintained a strong and healthy outlook in life, because that's everything. That determines who you are. Your way of thinking, your behavior, your reaction to the things that go on. That's who you are, really. That's what determines you.
Well, yeah.
So you definitely, good for you.
Thank
Good
you,
for
thank you.
Honey, good for you.
I love it.
I'm
Gracias,
proud.
grazie.
Good for you.
Well, it's like my father said. He was in Vietnam, and he said the only way he'd get through Vietnam is if he laughed. He was like, he would have died mentally and emotionally if he didn't just laugh at everything. And he had some funny story. He was telling me this one. Do I have time to tell a quick story?
Jade, yeah? Yeah, okay.
So and this is a true story that my father told me. After his after he got older, he was like, I got to tell you. He just rambles off, and you're like, oh, I have to accept this because it's rare that somebody who goes through war and they feel comfortable talking about it. But in Vietnam, they got ambushed at their camp, right? And it sounds like it's going to be terrible, but it ends up being funny. So he's hiding behind a 2-foot wall of sandbags, right? And they're using tracer rounds. And you know what tracer rounds are? You basically, every 10 or 15 shots, you see like a golden bullet fly by. So at night, you'll see like this. So you basically see where you're shooting. And he just sees this going, and it lights up. I mean, it's bright.
Scary.
It's scary. And he's just laying there, and he hears something to his left during this whole thing, and he sees his friend having sex with a woman behind the sandbags.
During the attack.
Oh, wow.
During an attack. And my father he goes, what are you doing? And he goes, by the way, it was a hooker. The guy is making love to a Vietnamese hooker.
We love you long time. That's from.
Yeah, no, that's racist. No.
It's from fucking
no, it was $15.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so he goes, "What are you doing?" And the guy's screaming over these gunshots, and he goes, "I love her, and I don't want to die alone."
Whoa.
And this is just like my father's like, I couldn't do anything but laugh. Like
Yeah.
I just,
Amazing.
It's craziness. Anyway, that's
Well, I love it.
It's a
Well,
killer
a great
story.
message, Thomas. Sure.
Not a killer story. It's a
Yeah, no, it's
Good story.
Well, folks, go out and support Thomas's book. Again, one more time with the website. It's
makearightlefthehere.com. Do
That's
you have
right.
what it takes to make a right left here?
That's what it is.
And the
Ask
book
your
is called
question.
She by Thomas J.
That's
Bellezza.
right. She's his baby. I love it.
Oh, that's
All right,
right.
folks, that was our episode of Chirp About It Live. Hope you enjoyed it. I did, certainly. Thank you, Marlene Villafane.
Thank you.
Yep. Ian Bamberger.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yep, and Thomas
Bellezza.
Thomas J. Bellezza.
Thank you.
Thomas is coming back, no
Appreciate it.
question. Thank you, Jade. All right, folks, we'll be back same time, same place. City World Radio Network. Chirp About It Live. Goodbye.
Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. Think
Combined forces, and you're looking for a way to continue serving your fellow veterans in your community, then join AMVETS. Each year, AMVETS members volunteer millions of hours at VA healthcare facilities from coast to coast, helping to improve the lives of their fellow veterans through the VA Voluntary Services Program. AMVETS posts and departments also participate in a wide variety of community service projects, ranging from Americanism in our schools to supporting the Special Olympics and Boy Scouts of America. If you no longer wear the uniform today, you can still serve through the AMVETS by joining today at amvets.org.
Hi, I'm Janice Ian. Do you remember how excited you were at the start of summer every year, and how the summer just started to drag on after a few months, and you couldn't wait to get back to school, see your old friends, make new friends, get new books and a new locker and a clean slate? Well, you should have been excited about music class, too, because that was a special room where you went to sing, perform with your friends, and learn all kinds of interesting stuff about great composers, instruments, different kinds of music and songs. We remember our music teachers because they were so passionate about helping us learn to love music. They helped to spark a love for listening to notes and voices and rhythms that continues to enrich our lives even today. I bet your kids feel the same way about music class. Ask them, and make sure they get involved with music in school and in their lives.
A PSA brought to you by MENC, the National Association for Music Education, and the National Anthem Project, the campaign to restore America's voice through music education. Music, part of a sound education.
Today's entertainment has been brought to you in part by Galito's Restaurant. Galito's specializes in Portuguese cuisine. In addition to these delicacies, Galito's offers pasta, steaks, seafood, and chops. A full-service bar includes wines, beers, and spirits to complement your meal. Galito's offers casual ambiance at the bar or their dining room. Galito's also has a private banquet room for social events with a party package to accommodate your budget. Galito's also offers seasonal cafe seating. Galito's is located at 29 Elm Avenue in Mount Vernon, New York, conveniently located across from the Mount Vernon East train station. You can call Galito's at area code 914-668-0100. Once again, the number is area code 914-668-0100.